Morning everyone. So I've literally just woken up. You can tell by my like croaky voice. Today I thought I would film a like morning skincare routine, get to know me, get ready with me vibes. I've had loads of questions about my whole like skincare journey vibes. I've had questions about Australia, what I'm doing as a doctor, and I figured I'd just go through that and talk you through my morning skincare routine as well. I'll also show you around my apartment, a bit of like BTS of where I actually film. This morning, I've woken up super early like I do most days. Like I genuinely just prefer to be up super early, like between 6 and 7, because I just get so much more done at that time. So yeah, this is the setup. How gorgeous is it? Oh my God. So I normally sit here and film, and I like to film at the end of the day, like midday onwards, and you're kind of like well lit and you can see the hills and just outside of the city. So yeah, pretty incredible views. You can also see the beach from here, which is sick. I genuinely feel like this flat is the best one in Adelaide. These are just a couple of the cleansers I have on the go right now. So I just showered and I'm about to do my morning cleanse. I normally do this like in my towel straight after coming out of showering. But yeah, I make an effort not to cleanse my skin in the shower because I think the shower water is too hot and I love a warm, hot shower. But my skin definitely needs something much cooler. We're going to use the Medicate Surface Radiant Cleanser today. So yeah, my name is Sapna. I'm a doctor. I study dermatology and I basically live in Australia right now. So I did my foundation training in Birmingham, and then after that I lived back in London for a bit. I'm from London. I'm like born and bred there, and then yeah, eventually I moved out to Australia. And there are so many amazing things about Adelaide, Australia. Like, we really underestimate it as a place. I feel like everyone's like, move to Sydney or Melbourne, but actually I love Adelaide. I really like that it's kind of small town vibes and that you can get everywhere in 20 minutes. Like, you can get to the beach, we live in the city, everything's really close. And there are some amazing restaurants and wine if that's what you're into. But yeah, me and my husband are both doctors. We moved here just to see what life is like in a different healthcare system. There are some things that are really different to the NHS, but there are definitely some things that are very similar. And I think people like generally forget to talk about it so much. But yeah, we have loved living here and we are actually gonna be moving back soon. So yeah, watch this space. I'm sad and happy at the same time. I'm happy and excited to be kind of moving back closer to family, but also just very sad and gonna be very nostalgic about our like time and our era in Australia. So yeah, the Australian era is coming to an end. But that's why I kind of wanted to film this and show you guys a bit about what my flat and everything, all the behind the scenes that's going on whilst I've been filming in Australia for the last few months. And yeah, I don't know what my YouTube setup's going to be like when I move back to London, but it will be very different and I'm not so sure we're going to get these amazing views. So yeah, watch this space. I'm just using the Medicate acid cleanser. I have to be quite careful not to go overboard with this because it does kind of dry out my skin if I use it too much. It does foam ever so slightly and I just spend like a minute or two massaging it in, which has probably been more than that now that I've been talking. So yeah, I'm just going to rinse it off in cold water. I normally would have done this like as soon as I jumped out the shower. But yeah, that's my morning cleanse. I did use the Medicate one this morning, but sometimes I just use cold water depending on how my skin is feeling. Today, my skin's feeling okay. I obviously have a couple of big spots. This one had a pimple patch on it earlier that I've taken off. But otherwise, it's looking okay. So yeah, this is my current skincare setup. Like, these are just the products that I keep near the top because they're kind of currently being used. I have mentioned quite a few of them in my recent videos, and the rest are all in the drawers. I have some like boxes and things under my bed that I hide, but these are just the ones that I'm kind of currently using at the moment. So yeah, I've never filmed anything like this, but I'm really excited for you guys to know me a bit better. Purely because like I get quite a lot of questions on Instagram and YouTube about like who I am, my skincare journey. So yeah, hopefully we can run through that a bit better. But let's talk about my skin to begin with. So I have very like acne prone skin, and you can't always see it on my videos, but I've always had acne prone skin, and I feel like if you had it, you know what I mean. Like anything can make my skin break out, and it's frustrating. And growing up, I feel like the resources just weren't there for like good skincare education and kind of knowing what you're doing. I, as a kid, did go through the whole like going through my GP using antibiotics, and they did work intermittently, but because I didn't really understand what to do with my skin like outside of that, I think I was just relapsing very quickly. So the antibiotics or like benzoyl peroxide and all that stuff would work, and then because I just didn't understand what to do with my skin after, I would just bounce back very quickly. So I eventually did end up having Roaccutane. Roaccutane, for people who don't know, is oral vitamin A tablets. It's like the gold standard medication for acne prone skin, but it's like serious stuff. Not everyone can tolerate it. You have to have lots of blood tests and full assessments before you can be considered for it. It's something that in the UK only dermatologists can prescribe. Yeah, so then after I had Roaccutane around the age of 16, I'll show you what I'm using, by the way. The Propolis Synergy Toner, CosRx. After I had the Roaccutane, I found my skin was much better. I didn't have as much cystic acne, but it was definitely not as clear as it is now. My main issue wasn't that my dermatologist didn't know about skincare, it's just that I didn't ask. Like, I didn't know what to do around that point. I just thought you take the drugs and then you never have to worry about it again. Anyone else with acne prone skin will understand that it's just not that simple. I feel like once you're acne prone, you are forever acne prone. It's not like something you're just cured from, and I think that's something that I work really hard to manage the expectation of my patient, because I feel like people just don't understand, and people think that I should be cured now and that I'll never have to worry about it again, but you do, and it's frustrating. But it's like any other chronic condition, it's never going to be just like cured. So hey, my skin is much better. So I put on a couple of pats of the CosRx Propolis Synergy Toner. It's basically a hydrating toner, and what I like to do is just put it on in like some very small even like layers. I just pat it on really gently, and it's basically helping with hydration. The couple of spots that I have at the moment are a bit inflamed and a bit kind of angry because they're at their most like active stage, and stuff like this is gonna help. So yeah, I'm just layering that up, just spreading it all around, and then I always just pat it into my skin at the end, not forgetting the neck and jaw. What were we talking about earlier? Oh yeah, acne prone skin. So yeah, my skin does get breakouts every now and again, and it's often hormonal, but you know what, like I'm so proud and happy of the massive improvements my skin has made. Anyone who knows me and has seen photos from when I was a kid, like my skin wasn't this clear. I know I still have some spots, but it was always much more pigmented, a lot more textured, and it's definitely a lot better than it ever has been. So I'm very happy with that. And skincare is a journey, so some days you do have setbacks and some days you do have like glowing skin. It's all about having that consistency and just going through the processes every day, and it does really help. So I'm very happy with all the progress I've made over the years. Next, I'm just going to pop on this Axis Y Dark Spot Correcting Glow Serum. It's a niacinamide serum with some other hydrating properties, so it's good for like healing acne at the moment. So yeah, I'll talk to you a bit about my career. So I have trained in London. I did my foundation training in Birmingham. I did a couple of years as a teaching fellow. During that time, I studied dermatology. I did a PG DIP, which is a postgraduate diploma in dermatology. And then we moved to Australia, where I spent a couple of years working in both emergency medicine as well as dermatology. I work for a company called Software, and I basically get to talk about skin and prescribing for acne prone skin, which is like my dream job. I have really enjoyed working for Software. I get to see some really good results from using prescription strength skincare, so it makes me very happy. It's been 100% amazing, and I've had so many good experiences. Like I did a lot of their photo shoots and their marketing campaigns, as well as working with the media on some press articles. So they've given me a lot of opportunities, so I'm really happy about that. I'm a bit sad to be leaving that particular job, but yeah, on to the next stage of my life. When we move back to England, I'm going to be beginning my GP registrar years, which is GP training, because my dream kind of future setup, I imagine, will be being a GP, because I do love like broad medicine as well as having a couple of days working in dermatology each week, because that would just be an incredible setup for me. I'd get to do all the things I love. I would be so happy with a setup like that. I'd have such a great time with it as well. And yeah, so during my GP training years, I'll be gaining more experience in dermatology as well as other specialties. But yeah, that's kind of the next stage in life for me. Already started using it. Next up, I'm just using a Hada Labo Tokyo moisturizer. This is the Hydro Cream Day and Night Cream. Oh my god, this stuff is like, I love the like jelly texture of it. I don't know if you can see, it moves so quickly. It feels like jelly and then it just sinks in really quickly. And I just use moisturizing as like an opportunity to give myself a little massage each day. Take it all the way down to my neck. But yeah, I've been doing social media for about 2 years now. So I started on Instagram, and I found that Instagram is a very different type of platform compared to YouTube. You don't get to just chat and talk to your audience very much on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is about like very quick, like sexy reels. And I was just kind of getting a bit fed up of that style of content, because everything I create, I want to be educational, and that's my passion. I want this to be an educational platform about skincare, dermatology and acne. Those are the things that I'm so passionate about, and I hope that comes across in my videos. I think that on Instagram I wasn't feeling like I got the chance to create content that stays and that can be watched later down the line and remain educational. And I feel like on Instagram and TikTok, all these short form videos, your videos just leave very quickly. So I made the switch to using YouTube, and I have not looked back. I love it. I really enjoy the creative process. I love making these videos, editing them, thinking about what my audience actually wants to see and hear about, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, I hope that you guys actually enjoy my videos. I put a lot of love and effort into them, and it's super fun for me. And I just want to continue to make content that people find useful. So if you have something that you want to hear about, just let me know. If there's particular products you want to review, or if there is just like questions you have about acne prone skin and skincare routines, I would love to answer them, because that's just honestly what I'm so passionate about. It's everything I've learned from my own experiences as well as my medical experiences in the last few years. I genuinely enjoy my morning and evening skincare routine. Like, I hope that passion comes across to you guys, because for someone who used to have so much like anxiety and issues with their skin, and I still do, I'm really happy that I've turned it into something positive for me, something that I look forward to dealing with, rather than it being this thing that like, I don't want to look at my skin because I have pimples or spots. I don't feel that way anymore, and I definitely did as a teenager. So yeah, I really switched my mindset when it comes to my skin, and I feel so much better for it. I will go and put some SPF on in a few minutes. At the moment, I really like letting my skincare just like sink in for a few minutes before I put my SPF on, just because I feel like that really helps with like pilling and stuff. And yeah, and then I'm gonna go and make a coffee, then gonna go out for breakfast. I don't really know what's in store for the rest of the day, but if you have any further questions, comments or anything, just let me know below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. I'll put a link to a recent video where I did a brand review for Medicate. Medicate have some excellent products. You saw the cleanser I used earlier. So yeah, I've talked through some of my favorite and least favorite products from their range, so check that out. Thanks for watching.